Welcome to the World News. I'm Randolf Jamias for today's global stories. Heading our news, the first female president of South Korea vows for unity of the country. The newly elected Park Geun-hye delivered her first speech, focusing to fulfill as she promised during the campaigns. Here's more.
The conservative ruling party candidate Park Geun-hye will become the first female president in the history of South Korea after winning Wednesday's election. Speaking for the first time as president, Park vowed to keep her campaign promises.
I will definitely keep my promise to open a new era of the Korean Peninsula through strong security and diplomacy on the basis of mutual trust.
With just over 51% of the vote, Park's win ensures that the country's conservatives will remain in control after incumbent Lee Myung-bak finishes his term early next year. Residents in Seoul Thursday say they hope Park can stick to her promises of unity and security, with tensions between the North and the South still running high. Park, who's the daughter of the country's assassinated military ruler Park Chung-hee, later paid homage to her assassinated parents during a visit to the National Cemetery.
Meanwhile, Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Tun Razak met his Indian counterpart Manmohan Singh in New Delhi on Thursday and sought closer economic and security ties. Improving ties with ASEAN has been key to India's Look East policy, and there has been steady progress in ASEAN-India relations since the policy was initiated in 1991. For India, improved relations with Southeast Asia would give it entry into one of the fastest-growing economic regions in the world and a source of raw materials needed for its own growth. Now in Africa, in coming 2016, Botswana aims to diversify its economy away from the dyeing industry. The country's innovation hub is developing its science and technology park with about $150 million. It is expected to attract interest from Africa and across the globe. That's more of the details.
It may not look like much right now, but this is where Gaborone Science and Technology Park will be situated once it's completed in 2015. The park was conceptualized by government-owned Botswana Innovation Hub as part of its plan to diversify the diamond-dependent economy.
Basically, it's a project where we are wanting to advance the rate of technology take-up and advance the innovation agenda in Botswana.
The aim is for Botswana to make a rapid movement in terms of technological readiness and scientific advancement so that it becomes a more competitive economy. The park will include a biotech house, a main building, and office and research space for tenants.
We think that it's important to advance biotechnology applications in Botswana so that we make our agriculture sector more productive, investigations related to new vaccines, crop species, etc., and that there's scope for that. But similarly also the health sector.
The Innovation Hub believes a tax incentive will attract the much anticipated international interest.
We've created the framework, we've created the physical, or we are creating the physical spaces for you to work in Botswana.
The project aims to facilitate the operation of international companies that are linked to regional markets.
Looking at the geographical location, we are close to the largest economy in the region, South Africa, but we are also the headquarters of the SADC. That in this area there's a scope for technology transfer and adoption.
While there's a great expectation of international partnerships, there's concern about local skills development and creating jobs for unemployed locals.
We've got a database, it's run through the government, maybe about 4,000 young people, and increasing from institutions here. So this is where the real opportunity lies.
The Science and Technology Park is expected to be operational by 2015 and attract key interest from the private sector, mining, telecommunications, and biotech companies. Samida Mala, CCTV, Gaborone, Botswana.
In other news, the European Union proposed a near-complete ban on branding on tobacco products Wednesday, saying cigarette packs should reflect the deadly threat posed by smoking. If approved by EU member states and the European Parliament, 75% of the cigarette packets will be covered with visual and written warnings. EU Health Commissioner Tonje Borg said the message has to be shocking to have an impact.
Cigarette packages, therefore, should, as I said, look like a tobacco product and not like a cosmetic or a candy. My aim here is that people can take an informed decision when they look at a pack of cigarettes by getting the clear message that the product they buy harms their health. 700,000 citizens in the European Union die prematurely because of tobacco. This means that a city the size of Frankfurt or Palermo is wiped out of the European map every single year.
The proposals from the European Commission would also ban slim cigarettes and flavorings such as menthol, which health experts say are designed to attract young smokers. The startup always packed with exciting expectations, and when 2012 is nearing its close, people all around the world are preparing the new year and new beginnings. Let's head to Russia and Italy to see the celebrations in their own style.
There's the unmistakable big tummy and full white beard. But as it turns out, it's not Santa Claus. This jolly old man is the Russian Grandfather Frost. He and his granddaughter Snow Maiden are icons of New Year's Day in Russia. And just like Santa on Christmas, Russian children are eagerly awaiting their toys and sweets from Grandfather Frost on New Year's Eve. Cities are all dressed up. Fir trees decorated with glass baubles and topped with a glittering star are traditional must-haves. Family and friends will all gather for a late feast, plenty of sparkling wine, and fireworks at midnight. Between 1919 and 1937, the Soviet government banned public celebrations of New Year's Day, calling it a bourgeois holiday. It regained its holiday status again in 1947. And now, in 2012, going into 2013, Russians will have a 10-day New Year's break. Some are looking further afield for the festivities.
My family will go to Sochi for 2 weeks. It's much warmer there. We will feast and ski. It'll be fun.
Heading west to southern Europe. Gifts are vital to Italian celebrations, all imbued with best wishes. Precious metal means prosperity, a jar of honey symbolizes sweetness, and a lamp will illuminate the coming year with light. An ancient New Year's tradition was disposing of old or unused items by dropping them from the window. But things have kind of reversed with the financial crisis. More and more Italians are now re-gifting the things they've received to cut holiday expenses.
Some of the gifts you receive may be useless to you, like a suit that doesn't fit, or you may already have one. It is reasonable to re-gift them, but you'd better not tell the givers nor the receivers.
According to a government report, 1 out of 3 Italians will re-gift this year, and the money each household spends on gift shopping will decrease by 9%. But fear not, this certainly won't be putting a damper on Italians' festive spirit. Zhao Yang, CCTV.
In sports news, Swiss ski cross competitors Armin Neuderer and Fanny Smith continued their winning ways in the FIS World Cup on Wednesday. Both had won the season's first event held in Canada on December 9th and were again at the top of the podium after the racing in Val Thorens. Neuderer won the men's race, beating Canadian Brady Lehman and American Joe Swenson to finish line, while Smith overtook Norway's Marte Høye Jepsen on one of the jumps to take the honors after Andrea Limbacher taking third place. And finally, Miss USA was crowned Miss Universe 2012 on Wednesday after a pageant that saw some of the world's most beautiful women parade in bikinis and ball gowns and give their wives on topics ranging from weight loss to the importance of speaking English. Olivia Culpo, 20, wearing a red long-sleeve dress for her final look, was the 8th winner from the United States in the contest's 60-year history, and the first Miss USA to take the title since 1997. Miss Philippines' 23-year-old Janine Tugonan was the runner-up, and Miss Venezuela, Irene Sofia Esther Quintero, came in third after the top 5 answered brief questions posed by the judges. And that's the first half of our stories. Don't go away. We'll be back shortly.